Asia has always been a land of wonder. From golden beaches to towering mountains, millions have traveled here. Travelers come seeking adventure, culture, and natural beauty. Tourism has long been a major source of income for many Asian nations. But what happens when tourists suddenly stop coming? Number 7. Maldives. The Maldives has been called a paradise on earth. Its turquoise waters and white sand beaches are world famous. Luxury resorts attract tourists from all over the globe. Tourism makes up nearly 70% of the national income. Without tourists, the Maldives faces serious economic problems. Hotels are closing down, flights are being reduced, thousands of local workers are losing their jobs. These workers include hotel staff, tour guides, and boat operators. The government borrowed billions to build resorts and airports, but with revenue dropping, paying back debt is becoming very difficult. Rising sea levels add to the problem. Maintaining islands and resorts is extremely expensive. Small businesses like diving schools, souvenir shops, and beachside cafes are shutting down. Families are leaving for other countries to survive. Once thriving islands are turning into ghost towns. In 2025, the Maldives faces a harsh reality. Without tourism, the economy is on shaky ground. Number 6. Cambodia. Cambodia is home to the world-famous Angkor Wat. Tourists from across the globe used to visit it in large numbers. But in 2025, the flow of visitors has slowed down. Tourism provides money for hotels, restaurants, and entry fees, now that money is missing. Angkor Wat alone used to generate more than half of Cambodia's tourism revenue. Hotels in Siem Reap are closing. Tuk-tuk drivers are leaving the streets. Restaurants that were once full are now empty. Families that depended on tourism are struggling to survive. The government used tourist taxes to fund schools and hospitals. Now, budget cuts are affecting public services. Debt from airports and resorts is growing. There is fear that Cambodia could face economic collapse if tourism does not recover. The Cambodian government used tourism taxes to fund local projects, and now schools, hospitals, and roads are facing budget cuts. Debt from building airports and new resorts is also piling up with no money to pay it back. What was once Cambodia's golden ticket is now a heavy burden, and if the decline continues, the country could face a collapse far greater than anyone imagined. Number 5. Nepal. Nepal is a land of mountains. It is home to the legendary Mount Everest. Tourism has supported thousands of guides, porters, and hotel workers. In 2025, climbers and trekkers are visiting less often. Local families earn less income. Hotels and shops along trekking routes are closing. Young people are leaving the country to find work abroad. The government collects fees from climbing permits, which is now reduced. Debt from airport expansions and hotels is growing. Without tourism, Nepal's fragile economy faces uncertain times ahead. The government also earns huge fees from climbing permits. And without that income, there is less money for roads, schools, and hospitals. Debt from building new airports and hotels is getting harder to pay back, adding more pressure. Even the younger generation who hope to work in tourism are leaving Nepal to find jobs abroad. The country's future feels uncertain, and without tourism, Nepal is standing on weak ground that could lead to collapse. Number 4. Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka is famous for its beaches, tea plantations, and rich culture. Tourism helped the country recover after civil wars and natural disasters. It provided jobs and income for millions. In 2025, resorts are empty, flights are slowing down. Local businesses are struggling. Families that relied on tourism are falling back into poverty. Government funds are low, affecting fuel imports, food, and basic services. Villages that survived on crafts or guiding tours are turning into ghost towns. If tourism does not recover, Sri Lanka could face a deeper crisis. In 2025, Sri Lanka is showing how quickly a nation can fall when its lifeline is cut. Tourism was once its hope. But now, its collapse is leaving the country weak and unstable with no clear way forward. If the decline continues, Sri Lanka may face an even deeper crisis that could shake its future for decades. Number 3. Thailand. Thailand is one of Asia's top destinations. Bangkok, Phuket, and Chiang Mai are popular with tourists. Tourism supports hotels, restaurants, markets, and small businesses. In 2025, fewer visitors are creating serious problems. Workers are losing jobs, families are struggling, government revenue from tourism taxes has dropped, development projects are slowing, public services are reduced. Even cultural traditions like temple maintenance and festivals are affected. Thailand's economy and cultural heritage are under strain. Thailand relied heavily on tourism taxes to support its budget, and the loss of that money has slowed projects, reduced services, and increased debt. Inflation makes matters worse as locals face higher prices while their incomes shrink. Even cultural areas like temples and festivals are being hurt, since fewer foreign visitors means less funding to preserve traditions. In 2025, Thailand's bright image as a top travel spot is fading, and without tourists, its economy could weaken to the point of collapse. Number 2. Indonesia. Indonesia is the largest archipelago in Asia. Tourism is very important in places like Bali, Lombok, and Yogyakarta. Bali used to welcome millions of visitors each year. Hotels, restaurants, and small businesses thrived. But in 2025, tourism has slowed down. Workers who relied on daily income are losing jobs. Surf schools, street vendors, and small shops are closing. Farmers and fishermen who supplied hotels are affected too. Government debt from tourism projects is rising. Inflation is making food and fuel expensive. Social unrest is growing. Villages that once thrived are now struggling. Without tourists or alternative solutions, Indonesia faces a tough challenge. For Indonesia, tourism was more than just visitors. It was survival, and without it, the nation is walking on thin ice. If the tourism crisis continues, more young Indonesians will leave tourist towns for crowded cities, causing bigger problems like unemployment and rising crime. Investors are also abandoning hotel projects, leaving behind empty buildings that symbolize failure. Without new industries or revived tourism, Indonesia may face its hardest economic fight in modern history. Number 1. Philippines. The Philippines is famous for its beaches, festivals, and hospitality. Tourism used to bring billions of dollars and support millions of jobs. However, in 2025, the tourism industry is shrinking fast. Millions of families depended on work in hotels, restaurants, and resorts. Now these jobs are disappearing. Popular destinations like Boracay, Palawan, and Cebu are slowing down. Hotels, travel agencies, and local businesses are closing. Farmers and fishermen who supplied resorts are also affected. Government investment in tourism infrastructure is not giving returns. Inflation makes daily life harder. Poverty is spreading in many provinces. If tourists do not return, airlines may cut flights. Investors may cancel projects. Workers may leave for jobs abroad. The Philippines could lose income and its reputation as a top travel destination. In 2025, the country faces one of its most difficult challenges: rebuilding tourism or finding new ways to support families. Conclusion. Tourism was once the lifeline for these nations. In 2025, the crisis shows how fragile economies can be when that lifeline is cut. Millions of people depend on tourism for survival. The path forward requires solutions, adaptation, and resilience. Which of these countries do you think will struggle the most first? Comment below. We'll be reading and replying. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and tap the notification bell.